We begin this edition of Iran Protest Roundup with a look at the protest gatherings of retirees in the past week. Retirees who, after a lifetime of effort, are now struggling to meet their basic needs, their monthly retirement pensions not even enough for a week. And this has not been possible except due to the regime plundering huge sums from the retirement funds that were support retirees. In Shush, retirees exposed the regime's corruption under the guise of religion, while pointing towards the regime as the main enemy, with the slogan, "Our enemy is right here. They lie. It's America." Once again, together with all the people, they targeted the corrupt and plundering government and chanted, "Our idiotic government is a disgrace." In Avaz, retirees also condemned the suppression and arrest of protesters with the slogan, "Imprisoned worker must be freed." In Rasht, the courageous retirees raised their voices for justice against oppression and suppression by shouting, "Imprisoned worker, imprisoned teacher must be freed." In the past week, many cities of across Iran witnessed widespread protests by the retirees.
اجرای آیین‌نامه حق مسلم ما، اجرای آیین‌نامه حق مسلم ما. هر که به خیابون به دست میاد حقمون، هر که به خیابون به دست میاد حق. بعد وحید کافیه، سفره ما خالیه. بعد وحید کافیه، سفره ما خالیه. افزایش حقوق سالانه، تورم روزانه. افزایش حقوق سالانه، تورم روزانه. این همه بی‌عدالتی هرگز ندیده ملتی. 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 وعده میدین عمل کن، مسئولین دروغ گو. وعده میدین عمل کن، مسئولین دروغ گو. حقوق نصف نیمه سکوت کنیم همینه. حقوق نصف نیمه سکوت کنیم همینه. حقوق نصف نیمه سکوت کنیم همینه.
In the past week, we also witnessed protest gatherings by Iran's hard-working oil and gas workers. Workers who give their lives to extract and refine the natural wealth of our country. But for years, they have been faced with empty tables that are getting emptier every day. Last week, the contract workers of Nar and Kangan operational area in Bushehr province, while striking in protest against regime authorities ignoring their demands, held a gathering and protest march. They were shouting, "Enough with promises. Our table is empty." The contract workers of Parshan Lamerd operational area also held a gathering in protest and strikes against the reduction of salaries and increase of taxes and non-payment of demands and arrears. In the past week, there was also a protest rally by the hard-working nurses in the Chamran hospital in Isfahan, who shouted their protest against their dire living conditions. On Tuesday, March 4th, a group of families of death row prisoners protested the unjust sentences of the mullah's regime's kangaroo courts by gathering in front of the infamous Evin prison. In this gathering, the families demanded the annulment of the anti-human death sentence of their children. This gathering coincided with the 58th week of the hunger strike in the No to Execution Tuesdays campaign in Iranian prisons. On Monday, March 3rd, a group of hard-working workers of Takab municipality in Azerbaijan gathered in front of the city council to protest the non-payment of their salaries and arrears. In response to this protest gathering, regime authorities dispatched suppressive police forces, attacked and beat the workers, and when they faced the resistance of the hard-working municipality workers, they opened direct fire, severely injuring 4 of them who were transferred to a hospital. Isfahan also witnessed a protest gathering of farmers in this city in the past week, who came to the streets of this city with tractors in protest against not giving the right to the Zayandeh River. On Tuesday, March 4th, Kazvin also witnessed the presence of protesters of the state-owned National Housing Company, who after years of paying all their capital in the hope of having a shelter, are still being dragged around by corrupt officials. On the same day, a large number of landowners of the 33 cooperatives of the northern and eastern lands of Tehran held a protest march in protest against the regime not addressing their demands. These landowners, who have bought their lands more than 34 years ago, still can't engage in construction in these lands. On Wednesday, March 5th, Isfahan also witnessed a gathering of housing applicants who have been dragged around by the regime's agents for more than 5 years waiting for housing. They raised their voices in protest with placards that read, "In the name of the oppressed, to the benefit of profiteers and brokers." In Isfahan, truck drivers went on strike, parking their trucks on the eastern ring road of this city, protesting the conditions set by the regime's agents for carrying cargo. Also in Isfahan, female school bus drivers gathered to protest difficult economic conditions and lack of insurance. Fish sellers in a neighborhood in Bandar Abbas gathered to protest the destruction of their business premises by the regime's security forces.
آقای مسئولین محترم این وضع بازار شب و شب با این وضع اقتصادی هر بساط موجودی
دولت های کار به سر ما داره.
چهار خب نون خورده هر بساطش
دولت
با این وضع اقتصاد چی بکنه مردم چی بکنه این زنان چی بکنه مردم چی بکنه کجا برن
چه خبره؟
اگه بیای داخل
In the past week, Rafsanjan witnessed a protest gathering of the local personnel of Jahanpar's company, who gathered to protest their bad living conditions. Workers of Bagandam project also gathered in protest against non-payment of 4 months of their salaries. According to the workers, the last salary paid to them was related to November, and during the 4 months that they have not received salaries, they have suffered economic, livelihood, and family problems, and they are empty-handed 15 days before the new year. This concludes our weekly roundup of Iran protests. We hope that we have been able to reflect the voice of the Iranian people's protests against the plundering mullah's regime.
Follow the People's Mujahideen Organization of Iran on YouTube, Facebook, X, and our website.